time for the Ericaism of the day. So I grew up in church, and so I grew up with offerings, and I grew up going to different places where they would have a $100 line, and then a $50 line, and a $20 line, and the make the devil mad line, and all that. You know, I've seen all of that, you know, stuff that people do. And I don't judge people. I know it takes finances to run ministry. I know that God asks for us to be cheerful givers. But I just want to talk to you today about feeling manipulated by people taking offerings. And there are many that have done it the wrong way. There are some who understand that sometimes others have an easier time giving. Some people have a hard time giving. And it has been my experience that when people have taught on God's principles on giving, it's easier than somebody trying to manipulate you and tell you, if you give this in 3 days, you're going to get this, or in 4 days, or next week, you're going to call me back with the reports, but give me all this money. It doesn't set well when people play church tricks to me, or when people emotionally manipulate you to get money out of your pocket. Now, I understand sowing and reaping because I have always been a big giver. Like, even when I, was just doing hair and, working at a grocery store, I still paid my tithes. I still gave an offering, and I gave of my time. But I never allowed myself to be manipulated. Let me tell you what the word says. In 2 Corinthians 9:7 says, each one of us must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. What I would do is when I was on my way to church, I would say, Lord, what do you want me to give? Lord, what do you want me to do today? Sometimes I would write a check before I even left church, or I would see somebody there that I wanted to bless, or right before they got up and started talking about offering, I would let God guide me. So I wasn't necessarily so frustrated or upset, or I'm not going to church because that man of God is blah, 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 because he's going to stand before God for himself. But I've got to give from my heart because God asked me to be a cheerful giver, because God cheerfully gives to me. And with the same measure that you use for your giving, that's the same way it's going to be measured back to you. So beyond someone's funny style offering, beyond someone's making you feel weird, don't even think about them. Think about, Lord, what do you want me to give? How can I serve you? How can I serve this ministry? Especially if it's a church that they take care of the community, that they take care of the facility, that they are accountable. There are a lot of churches that are very accountable. They'll give you a record of what their giving does. I know we do that at California Worship Center. We let them know where the funds is going. We use this for outreach. We use this for the children. We use this for music ministry. And so you can feel good about your giving, but don't ever let yourself be manipulated. And by all means, pray about it, because everybody's style of collecting offering is different. But what I do know is that God asked me to be a cheerful giver. And so that's what he didn't ask me to be an investigator. He didn't ask me to tell the pastor off, but nowhere in the word does the word ask me to do that. But I must be responsible for my giving. And I know that I have been blessed from being a blessing, from giving, from blessing the man and woman of God. Even those that are not my pastor, I've gone to visiting events and learned how to bless the church and bless the man of God. And I think we can all benefit from being great givers. That's my Ericaism for the day, ladies and gentlemen.